I walked into a department on a graveyard shift one night when I came across two of my seasoned employees with clenched fists about to throw down right there on the floor. I had to step in between them, push them apart as they yelled over top of me. Here's exactly how I handled that in the moment, the steps I took afterwards, and how to catch these blowups from happening early. I'm Brad with Murdoch Manufacturing. Thank you so much for watching another video. I started on the floor on weekend cleanup and worked my way up to plant GM. So what happened that night? Well, to paint you a picture, it's a tight operation. There's a lot going on. These two people work in tandem. They need good communication. One person's operating an automatic strapper and the other person's driving forklift who needs to pick up loads from either end. Communication is key, and these guys have been doing this for a long time with no issues, so it was very surprising that this took place. I happened to be doing a routine check at that time when all of a sudden I heard a commotion from behind me, and it turned around to see the forklift operator jumping off his forklift with clenched fists, going aggressively right towards the other operator. My heart was racing, and I knew if I didn't do something right then, that something bad was about to take place. I stepped in and I immediately separated them. I needed to de-escalate the situation. I didn't want them talking to each other, so I had to push them back far enough apart from each other so they couldn't communicate. It was important for me to stay calm in this situation. I couldn't yell back. I couldn't show that I was mad or frustrated. I needed to just separate them. Just so happens that in our plant, we have a floater cleanup guy that goes around, and I utilized him real quickly to come and take the position of the forklift operator. It's important that you remove them from the forklift if they're in that state. So that's exactly what I did first, is I removed him and sent him to my office and told him to meet me there. I then made sure that the other operator was calm before making my way back to my office. When I went back to my office, my whole point of what I was going to do was to have individual one-on-ones with them. It's so important that even if you're on a graveyard shift, you don't wait for the safety manager to come in or for your shifts to align for it to be dealt with. You need to deal with it right there on the spot as best as you can. I was a supervisor, it was graveyard, it was up to me to deal with right then and there. I went straight into one-on-ones. I started talking to the first person, the forklift operator, documenting everything down, why he was frustrated. It's important for him to feel heard and for him to communicate and get his frustrations out. I then put him back over into his department. I didn't have him operating a forklift yet. I didn't feel like he was calm yet. I then grabbed the other operator who was running the machine, brought him in, and I did the same thing. Documented everything that he was saying. Because of the way the conversations went, I felt like it was good for me to bring the two of them together. This is going to be a decision that you're going to need to make on the fly, but because these two had worked so well with each other over the years, and based off the conversations that I just had with them individually, I knew I could bring them together and talk about it. So I brought them together and I did more of the same. I documented, I let them talk. I made sure that they were not yelling and getting mad at each other, but they were talking to me, and I was mediating the conversation. When it was all said and done, I felt like they could get back to work. And they shook hands, they apologized, and they wanted to go back to work together. And that was great. So I did that. But what happens next? Well, you need to document everything, as you already did, but you need to make it more official. So I went ahead, I typed up a report, and I actually went and brought them both back in later in the night, and I had them sign off on the report stating that it was factual and that they understood what they had done wrong and the corrective actions that they need to do in the future. I then took that report of the incident as well as the surveillance footage. In our plant, we have surveillance footage that we can use and capture anytime. And I took that and I sent it to the management team and let them know that what took place that night. They went ahead and of course reviewed it. They chatted with me, they chatted with them individually, and they felt like I handled the situation perfectly, that there was no further action needed. They just took the report and they put it in their file so that we can refer to it on a later basis if we ever needed to. So how do you catch signs of something like this taking place? Well, you would be a fool to think that this can't happen with your seasoned employees. I just shared with you that it can. This could even be someone who has boiled up frustrations and is usually really calm and never upset or frustrated, but it boils over one day for one moment. It's important that you're walking your plant. This is where you're going to see the most. As your day is going on, you need to be checking on your employees. Most people are just focusing on quality. They're focusing on production. But often they're not checking on their employees. It's so important that you do these little soft touches to check in with people. Maybe from a distance, you can see that someone's frustrated with their work and they're panicking, they're freaking out. They're starting to have a bit of a meltdown. It's important that you show them compassion. You show them care for what they're doing and what they're dealing with, and you help them. If you have floater guys like I did, utilize them. Give them the support that they need. Make them feel valued. Another thing that can be very beneficial are your daily huddles. A lot can come up during those daily huddles, and depending on what questions you ask, someone could bring up something. Maybe I'm dealing with something personal or an issue at home. Well, that could boil over into work. So it's important to have those conversations at the beginning, but they can't stop at the beginning. That's what I'm saying. You have to walk around your plant. You have to have those soft touches throughout the day. You also need to have an open door. If you're a supervisor or a plant manager and you don't want people coming and interrupting you because it screws up your workflow, well, you're gonna have issues on the floor. You need people to come in to express their frustrations, what they're dealing with, and don't just brush them off. You have to be empathetic of what they're dealing with. It's so important that you're managing the people the same as you're managing the safety, the quality, and the production. Results in all of this were that we'd had no more issues with those two employees. And I helped them get through it. They were able to communicate well and we were able to push past it and get on working together again. If arguments and fights are brewing on your floor, please grab my free toolkit below in the description. It's got a bunch of great stuff in there and you can utilize it for your plant. As well, if you drop the word consult in the comments, I also have a link there that you can book directly. I'd love to jump on a free 15-minute call. It's completely free, just a chance for us to talk about what's going on in your plant. Could be about these types of issues or others from previous videos, and it'll give us a chance to see if I can help you. Please hit subscribe for more real fixes on the plant floor. I'm Brad with Murdoch Manufacturing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.